So let's talk about hospitality here in Charlotte. So here, this snapshot, you can see this industry in 2020 employed just over 100,000 individuals locally, right around the national average there. And despite the pandemic, the pandemic did have an outsized impact on this industry, and it declined almost 8% in 2020 as compared to 2019. But that was still less than the national average of 9.5%. And the average earnings per job for this industry was around 23,000, so not very high, but keep in mind, this industry has a lot of entry-level positions, a lot of first-time positions here, and that is slightly less than the national average. Again, the consumer price index in the South is lower than the national average, so that accounts for some of that difference. And if we look at the number of companies that were employing individuals in this industry in 2020, we see right around 5,700 companies. And again, we mentioned this is one of the hardest hit industries from the pandemic. We're seeing just over 8,000 individuals from this industry were unemployed in November. And comparing this industry in Charlotte to how it's doing across the entire state of North Carolina, what we can see is that we've seen growth in Charlotte starting to outpace the growth of the entire state. However, again, due to the pandemic, we did see a precipitous decline in this industry in 2020. And so what are the top jobs in this industry? Well, we're talking about fast food workers, we're talking about waiters and waitresses, we're talking about cooks at restaurants, you're talking about first-line supervisors and food preparation workers, and you're also talking about cooks at fast food establishments. So zooming into this industry breakdown by gender, age, and race and ethnicity, what we can see is roughly tracking with the population a little bit more female than Mecklenburg County. So 56% of employees in this industry are female, and only 52% of Mecklenburg County is female. And if we look at the age, again, we mentioned this from the beginning, a lot of first-time positions, a lot of entry-level jobs here. So you're seeing almost 37% of this industry represented by individuals under age 24. That age group in Mecklenburg County is no more than 8% of the population. So again, a very young demographic here in terms of this industry, a great place to start a career and then progress from there. And then looking at the industry race and ethnicity breakdown, what we see is that white workers represent about 53% of the overall workers in this industry, slightly more than Mecklenburg County, represent just over 40% of Mecklenburg County. Black or African American workers roughly tracking, they represent about 28-29% of this industry, yet they represent over 30% of Mecklenburg County. Hispanic or Latino workers tracking pretty well here with the overall county, 11% in this industry, 11 to 12% in Mecklenburg County. And then Asian workers, 4.6% in this industry and 6% overall, so a little bit less than the Mecklenburg County average.